Hey everyone, welcome to the new episode of Flizz and Friends. Today I'm with Joey, who is one of the co-founders and yeah partners in which is a very well-known cleaning brand in the Netherlands, especially. And yeah, I'm happy to have you over here in Copenhagen today
Yeah,
to discuss a little bit about the brand as well and email marketing and how we got to know each other. We know each other now for around 4 years, I
yeah, four
think,
years,
something
yeah,
like that.
something like that.
And we started sparring around the email marketing subject for a while. And since then, they actually have made tremendous growth.
Yes,
And it's just super excited to talk a little bit about that. So yeah, welcome again.
thanks for having
And
me.
really fun that you wanted to come over to Copenhagen to have a chat.
Yeah,
So that's cool. First of all, I'm just curious because I kind of came into the experience when you were already growing. Bert, your companion, he is very good at explaining things really quickly, and
well, I
he's
don't know
just
if it's quickly, but
he's just excited about a lot of things, and then he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do
yeah,
that."
yeah,
But
it's very
he never really explained me a little bit about the backstory. So I'm like curious if you can take me a little bit back on like how it all started and how you got to meet each other and whatnot.
yeah, sure. Well, we started 5 years ago, um, maybe even more because at this moment we well, this is our 5 year celebration this year, this month actually. But we started back in 2019, and I can remember Bert came to me, and it was supposed to be like a freelance gig for me.
Okay.
He was like coming up with this idea of coming up with a natural concentrate for cleaning products. Um, and then he came with this idea, and I was like, oh, yeah, this is, I think, bigger than what you asked for, because he basically asked me for a product label on the bottle, and that's it. So he wanted to sell it as a bottle with just concentrate in it, so not as a brand or whatever. Um, so he came to me, and then I was like, yeah, maybe we should work together on this, because I saw some opportunities design wise, but also brand wise. Because I saw like the scope is much bigger than you're asking for. And then we also have a third partner who's, well, Bert and Arjen.
Mm-hmm.
They know each other for a longer time than I do. And we started working on this product together. We came up with recipes, but also with packaging choices. So that's basically the start. It was just before COVID, but we launched in August 2020, so 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That's when we start selling the product. So we took like 7 months to develop it. Basically, was the end of 2019. Yeah, that was basically the backstory on how we started. We just started in a restaurant in Driebergen. It's a small place in the Netherlands, where we had a informal chat with each other, like what kind of products do we want to start with, and that kind of stuff. And we were like let's just start with something and just see how it goes. That was the whole base of the company. Let's just come up with an MVP, so very like a low profile product, and see how the market reacts on it.
Yeah.
And it was very positive. Like
That's
already in the
nice.
first month we started, we had like it was not a lot of sales, but it was like 20 or 30 sales already in the first month, and people were already positive about the experience of how the products are used, because that's very uncommon in the cleaning industry.
Yeah. That's really cool. And also some really great advice because there's so many people out there that have great ideas, but 90% never executes on these ideas. So wherever you have an idea, just start. As you can see, it works if you push through and you have discipline and just keep
Yeah,
going,
and also
right?
also just start with a MVP. Like, just it doesn't have to be the full product we are imagining, because that costs a lot of money, and if it doesn't work, you have to throw that money away,
Yeah,
basically. So just start low profile,
yeah,
and it can also be like now we have like fully designed products, but we started with a bag with just a sticker on it, and now the whole bag we sell is designed with even with the bottles.
yeah, yeah. That's a huge difference. Talking about that,
Yeah,
you have some really beautiful bag and bottle here. Um, how did like you designed this, all of it? Like how did you find this design, or how did you come up with it? That's a better question.
yeah. So the base of our products is we sell concentrates, because that's very uncommon in the cleaning industry.
Mm-hmm.
So what we see in the supermarkets is we see a lot of water. People sell, or companies are selling water. That's our whole business model. Um, it's interesting business wise, but for the environment, it's bad, because in the Netherlands, but also here in Denmark, the water from the tap is like high quality. It's so good.
Yeah.
But also in a lot of other companies in Europe, but also outside of Europe. Um, so why would we transport water? That was our question. So we built the company right up from like we chose for the most environmental best options, basically. Um, so we came up with this pouch. You call it a pouch or a bag,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and this is concentrated. So this is all we only sell concentrated cleaners. And how that works, we have this refillable bottle, and there's just a simple line on it. So you fill the concentrate until the line, and the rest with tap water.
Mm-hmm.
So no difficult instructions on how to measure it or whatever. Just a simple line, and that's the soul of our product. So it's everywhere. It's on every product we sell now.
It also makes it easier, right? When you sell online, there is less weight to carry, so the packages are smaller. Everything's more efficient. It's
Yeah.
cheaper to ship, cheaper for the end consumer in the end, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So this also this pouch, if there's no liquid inside, it's super flat.
Mm-hmm.
So you will fit like 1,000 of these in a small box, instead of like these big bottles. You need those bottles for the cleaning itself, but those are just exclusive for the concentrates.
Mm-hmm.
And you get 10 of those bottles out of one bag.
Yeah, okay, that's quite a good ratio, I
Yeah.
would say.
So
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Just to give some context, I'm using this myself at home as well. That's why I was like super excited to have this chat with you as well, because I know it works, and it just makes things easier in my opinion. From the hand soap to like all-purpose cleaner to like floor cleaning. Like you also made a very handy floor cleaner that has a built-in spray, really, so that it's like super easy. And the design that you made, it's like pulling through on everything so nicely that you don't really like, you just get sucked into the brand a little bit, like with Apple, I feel. So like when you're in the Apple universe, like all the products, AirPods, computers, MacBooks and iPads and whatnot, it's all like you instantly know that that's that. And
Yeah.
you have the same with Zo, in my opinion. Like everything you buy from you is like exactly the same kind of design family, so you know what you're getting yourself into, which I think is really cool.
oh, that's a big compliment. Thank you.
And just the fact that, like, for me, to be fair, being environmentally friendly is like important, but it's not like my main priority. If I look at myself, like
Yeah.
being cost effective is for me like a little tad higher, I think. But the eco-friendly stuff comes second, like directly after. So like that combo is just really useful, to be fair. A little bit like with electric cars.
Yeah. definitely. Yeah.
So that's really cool. And then looking at like marketing wise and like growth wise, um, when we met, of course, the brand was already doing some good numbers and was going in the right direction, but there was also a lot of challenges. Um, Also on email marketing side of things, which we managed to set up quite well, and I believe that you even hit like a 50% month at some point with Klaviyo. So like,
Yeah, we still do sometimes.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty mental in my opinion, because like there's not many brands that manage to hit 50% on Klaviyo, and that means that you just have a really good connection with leads, customers, and fans of the brand connected with what you're doing, because that's the thing people misunderstand a lot about email marketing and Klaviyo, is that they always think it's a tool to just sell, but it's a tool to build relationships. And if you have a great online experience on the front end, then people stay within your ecosystem, and email is a tool to communicate with your friends basically, or
Yeah.
your fans in the brand universe really.
Yeah.
And that's something that I think you do really well, and that we got to strengthen more over the years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, but also, what is leading into that is basically your advertising on the front end, like how you get people to get to know your brand. That is basically the planting the seed for that relationship. So I'm kind of curious to learn how did you get up with that in the first place? Like what did you think about when you started advertising? Like what were the important pillars for the online experience?
Yeah, well, interesting what you said earlier is about like being environmental friendly is that isn't the important thing. Like when we built this company, we took every choice we made very seriously about environmental things. However, that's also how we marketed uh, our products, like being vegan, but also 100% natural about packaging. We did that for 2 years to get people on board. But those people were also very critical because these were like the most, those people that are super environmental conscious. Um, and then you see you can't do anything or you can't do all the things right. That's
Mhm.
impossible still also as a startup or skill up. But then we thought like maybe we should do something different because, well, being environmental friendly isn't um, something that's the most important thing when you buy something. The most important thing is when it's easy to use, when it's
Mhm.
like we say what's in it for me, and that's when a product is convenient to use. It's easy. It's always there. So we shifted our marketing positioning to our new headline was we created is never cleaning again or stop cleaning or something like that in Dutch. And people were really getting on with that line because they were like, oh, I don't like cleaning, so I want to stop cleaning. But the base of that thought was we said, like, if you put our products where you need to use them, so if you have a kitchen sprayer, put it in the kitchen. If you have a bathroom sprayer, put it in the bathroom. If you have a kitchen, a toilet cleaner, put it in the toilet. So don't put it somewhere else where you don't see it and where you don't use it, but put it where you use it. So you're gonna use it whenever you need to use it.
Mhm.
It's almost subconscious in a way. So, but also with our floor cleaner, it has like a sprayer built in. Is already ready to use because it's there and it has like a microfiber pad, so you can just, if you have like a stain on the floor, you can just remove it as you go. So no, if you keep it there for a longer time, it will get rough to clean it, because well, you probably know it, because if you it will stay there for a little while, and you really have to rub it to get it removed. So we say just we say keep cleaning. Actually, I don't know if there's like a verb for it, but we have a verb in Dutch called schoonhouden, which means basically keep it clean instead of cleaning. Cleaning is really a thing you have to do. Maybe people plan it to clean on a weekend. By instance, they say like, "Oh, I'm gonna clean the whole house in the weekend." We say no, just do it whenever the kitchen is a bit dirty. Just clean it instantly. Same with the toilet. Just don't wait until your housekeeping is coming, because a lot of Dutch people have a housekeeping. Just do it right when it's dirty.
Yeah. And just for the record, because of the simplicity of the products, it's also much easier to do it that way, rather than using all kind of random products that you find in the supermarket, because it makes it easier. It's just spraying, wipe, ready. Basically, nothing else.
Yeah, that's the thing, because if you spray on it and you keep it there for 10 seconds, then you don't have to rub it. So it's just wipe it and it's done. So also we try to learn people cleaning shouldn't be hard, because the product itself helps you. Like normally people spray on the table and then they remove it instantly. Like if you keep it there just for 10 seconds, 20 seconds, it will remove itself basically.
Yeah.
So we try to really tap into the convenience of our products by making it simple, by looking, by making the bottles easy to use, but also like designing. It says where it's for, so no hard like different products or chemicals or whatever.
And it's aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, well, that's
and that's I think also, pitching back to the marketing side of things, I think that's also part of the whole strategy, right? Like you want to be aesthetically pleasing. It has to be simple. And I'm curious to learn, like, how did you what was the first time when you thought like, hey, we found like a winning formula when it comes to like a certain ad or a certain line or something, like at least a certain way of campaigning that kind of got the ball rolling?
Well, in the beginning it was mostly sustainability, but it was also very expensive. We if we look back now, because we are 5 years further, but now we see we try to really tap into like those. We have those phrases in Dutch, and we just try to change them a little bit, so people are like, "Huh, what are you saying?" And
so just provoking curiosity.
Yes, I feel that's something we do now for a year, and we see people. It grabs people their attention like instantly. Like if you say you never have to clean again, people are like, where are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then because they are curious, you can explain it. It can be like in a video or in just a still ad, but also we do a lot of like those conferences where we are with our products. We see people are standing still at our stand to just like, oh, what are you talking about? What is this product? So I feel we have something found there.
Yeah, that's nice.
It took a little while, but I feel tapping into those provoking like phrases or whatever is really helping us to tell the story, because the story is well, we have a big story to tell actually about environmental things, but also about changing your behavior in cleaning, but also cleaning itself. So how do you do that? People are very traditional in how they clean stuff.
Yeah, everybody has their own routines.
Yeah, routines. Yeah, it's very hard to break routines. Yeah, it's the same like going to the gym. If it's not part of your routine, it's very hard to get into it. But if it's in your routine, we see a lot of people are really happy with it.
Yeah, and I mean, you can also see on, let's say, for example, the email marketing side, that when people buy from you, like they're kind of getting sucked into the ecosystem, and they like it. Like there's not many people that fall off that bandwagon. Really.
No, we also came up with those 60 days. I found like a research, it takes you 66 days to get into a new routine. So we give people 66 days to try our products like free. Otherwise they can send it back and they get their money back. And but no one did that ever.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
I think
of course, people fall off.
Yeah.
Like there are always people quitting, of course, or stop with using our products. But I feel there are a lot of people stick to the routine.
Yeah,
because we also see it like in sales of returning sales.
Yeah, and what like looking at email marketing specific, like, did you what in your opinion made like the biggest impact in that strategy that kept people more?
It's mostly the flows. I feel we got a lot of returning customers also from campaigning, like coming up with interesting blog articles, but also with a new deal. But I feel flows also helps us to get the returning business from like to keep people reminded about buying a new bag over time, because most of the people, what I said, like you get 10 sprays out of one bag, so it takes a little time before you buy a new one. Most people use it for more than a year, so that's a bit of a pain point in the company, because it takes a long time before you re-engage with your customer. But I feel really Klaviyo helps us to do that in a way, to keep people engaged on the way, also with new content and about cleaning tips and tricks, and that kind of stuff. So I think the combination really works. Campaigning on keeping people re-engaged, and flows to keep people reminded about, oh, maybe I should think about buying a new one, because it's the time of the year.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And also, what I see, what works a lot in your account is just with the brand is when you re-engage with clients, you don't only sell, because that's the thing. A lot of people use Klaviyo just to sell and to have offers, sometimes a little bit softer than the others. Like sometimes it's a hard push with a sale. Sometimes it's a little bit more soft, like, hey, we have a new collection, check it out, or something like that. But in your case, like you said, with the tips and tricks and just giving value to your customers, you don't really like push the sale, but because you give value, in the end of the day, they just engage and they're window shopping. Maybe they have the products already, they're using them, but they keep reading it, and then at some point they start buying again, because that's basically the natural approach when you get a lot of value. And that taps really nicely in the strategy that if you get something for free, you feel like, hey, I'm obliged to give something back in a way, even though you don't think it that way. It's naturally how humans are wired in like psychology.
Yeah.
So if you give a lot of little pieces of value throughout the year, then if the bag is empty, you buy a new bag. Like, it's not even a question, because you feel like, oh, this is how it goes. Plus the habit stuff, it plays a lot of a role in this thing, because like cleaning products, they finish over time, and you need some new ones anyways. But if you look at, for example, electronics, the lifespan is, for example, much longer. Um, but you might hop brands due to different features or whatnot. But in your case, it's just there is not even, in my opinion, like not much. There are competitors, but they do things such in a different way that if you're into that habit, like it's like going to the same hairdresser all the time because you like a certain haircut and you're not sure if the other hairdresser cuts it the same way or in the same level, you know? So,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
yeah, I think that combo of like having a product that finishes over time, plus the habit, plus the routine thing that makes that the account is working so strong,
Yeah.
and the recurring customers are coming back in such big amounts. Plus, of course, that the branding plays a role, right? So I think that's a really good mix you've hit with all these elements together.
Yeah, but I think it's also sort of a challenge, like what you said. Re-engaging is so important to stay top of mind. Like what you said, that's also what you learned as like, if you say our brand all the time, then it keeps in your mind, and then you would say yes to it the next time also. But it's also a challenge for us because we have to deal with households, and there are many people within a household. You always have one person in the household who buys the package from us. But then, if if you have like our dishwasher or our dishwashing product, and you find out the bottle's empty and your bag is empty, then you have a problem,
Yeah.
and people are not thinking for the future most of the time. So that's a bit of the challenge, and we are not selling our products in supermarkets. So
Is that an ambition, by the way, or not?
yeah, because I feel not particular supermarkets, maybe more specialized stores. But I think we should also be available when you need it, because what I said, like people are not thinking for the future, like, oh, I should buy this, because people have a lot on their minds these days. So I see that. But if your dish soap is empty, then you go to the supermarket, and then you see like those interesting deals we have in the Netherlands, and then you take that, and then you're gone. So that's a bit of the challenge. So timing is very essential, and that's something we still figuring out and that's the best thing about Klaviyo. You can really test that really good.
That's
like
true.
do those tests, what the best timing is, and of course we have the data of our clients, like how long they take for one bag to refill.
Yeah, and now also with SMS and WhatsApp coming up on Klaviyo, like you can become more omni-channel.
We still don't do anything with that, so we should
look into it.
We should look into that.
I know that WhatsApp is coming next month. So for reference, we're recording this in July 2025. So yeah, in August WhatsApp is coming. I know it's in beta at the moment, so that's gonna be cool. And SMS for Netherlands got relaunched last week.
Okay.
So it's usable. So that's nice.
Awesome. Yeah. So not more opportunities.
Yeah, because
to stay connected.
Like you said, with the timing, like it's tricky, and with email, not everybody's checking email. Of course, a lot do, but sometimes some people are better reachable by SMS or WhatsApp, for example. So it still plays a role to kind of fine tune these elements together to get a better response rate, even.
Yeah.
So that's really awesome. And just to chip in the last thing, because we talked about like the habits and stuff. There's this famous quote where they say like, if you stand around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're gonna get a haircut. And that's just how it is. Like if you keep people top of mind, at some point they're gonna use it.
Yeah.
And I see it as well. I have had your products in my own house for a long time, and my parents, for example, and family, they were constantly looking at it and like, I don't know. And then after a year, they're like, I want to try, and they love it, and then they stay with it.
Yeah, it takes a little while for people to think about it. Yeah.
Like you said, you need to kind of pull the habits out of the person in
Yeah.
a way.
And in the essence, it's a cleaning product. So people are not really people are looking to other cool things these days, not to cleaning products. So that's a bit the interest issue we are facing also. But well, if you have someone within your family who's a fan, eventually everybody's gonna be a fan. Like
Exactly.
that's how we see it happening with our clients, our customers. So that's interesting.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of nice things.
Yeah.
How is it? How do you look at the, let's say, the goals for the next? I don't know. I don't want to be too much in the future, but like maybe 2-3 years from now.
Yeah, we want to focus first on our focus is for 2028 to have like 5% of the market in the Netherlands. That's our main goal. That's big because most of the market is currently held by Unilever, Procter & Gamble, and companies like that. And we came from nothing, so that's we have to build it up in a way.
Do you have a guess like what percent you're at now? Maybe.
I think it's I think my guess would be maybe 2.
Okay.
Could be, but it's a guess. Like we never really measured it based on how many customers we have. We have like 8 million households in the Netherlands, so we can make that calculation just slightly.
Yeah.
But we also like looking for. We work with a lot of businesses as well in the Netherlands to get into more households. So we like there are a lot of kitchen suppliers in the Netherlands who give our products within. When someone's buying a new kitchen, they give our product as a present instead of like champagne or whatever. So that's nice, but also we do tests with like a big telecom provider in the Netherlands, where we give our products like as a present when they keep their subscription, when they move to a new address. So we try to really think about those clever ways of like connect with new people in a different area.
Yeah. That's also quite a unique approach, I think. There's not too many people doing that. Not too many brands doing that, actually.
Yeah, I think businesses are like, especially if you have those very well-known brands in the Netherlands. If you collaborate with them, it gives you kind of a status because people trust you more because you work together with other well-known brands. So, I think that's important to link those companies to our company.
And do you like, since you have those collaborations, right? Do you instantly feel like there is more traction through that?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
we can see the difference because it took a while before companies are doing that, because in the first 2-3 years we didn't do anything because we were already working on acquisition, but it didn't work out because we weren't a really known brand at all. But now we have quite a lot of customers, but also reviews. So you have kind of a portfolio to showcase to other businesses, like, oh, this is us. So, but yeah, I think it's super important to find those businesses, and it really helps us to find different people in different markets.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That are not like on social media or that are not willing to buy cleaning products online.
Yeah. So collab actually gives you social proof, offline visibility.
Yes. Yeah.
And still, it has an impact online as well, due to that you have the social proof and the extra kind of, not really social proof. It's also like kind of an expert authority.
Yeah.
It's like an authority saying like, hey, you're doing something great. So it's authoritarian way of like giving appraisal to the
approval
brand.
to our product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's really exciting. And that's something that I don't see many brands doing, and I think that's a unique way of, especially in your niche, to get through in your industry. It would be the same, let's say, company selling shoelaces. If they would be partnering up with Nike, for example, or other brands, sports shops, to kind of get their shoelaces out. Just freestyling here, but
Yeah.
and like if you partner up with big names in that space, then kind of you get the same effect. But yeah, it's unique. I like it. I like it. It's something that I've not seen much, so I wanted to highlight that because I think it's unique.
Yeah, we still building on it. Like we do B2C, but now B2B is also a big part of our company. Like what I said, like the first 3 years, it's just building acquisition, like building relationships within companies, and then they're gonna think about it, and that's a long process. Like first, someone on a low level should think about it, and then on a high level, and then it goes up. So that's a long process.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, I feel if you have sort of like a product, a physical product, it's a you should really look into partners to thrive with.
Yeah. And last question: if you look at like the supply chain, like you have been growing quite a lot over the last years. Do you is it for you guys like easy to keep up with that because you produce everything yourself, right? Is it easy to keep up with that growth, also production wise and like shipping wise, or do you feel like there are some challenges there as well?
Well, yeah, the challenge is always about like you have to cash flow maybe. It's always a challenge because you have to you think of a campaign, of a big campaign, and then you invest a lot of money, but you need to have the products available. So I feel that's a big challenge. But the products itself, like we don't produce it ourselves. Like the recipes are ourselves, but like the packaging we produce at partners in the Netherlands mostly, or within Europe. We also have some suppliers without Europe or out of Europe, but it's like 5 or 10%.
Yeah, okay.
We try to keep that as low as possible. Netherlands like 90%, so that's to keep it like close transportation wise. But these are like big companies, so they can produce whatever you want basically.
Okay.
But most of the challenge is just having a good forecast on how much you're gonna sell and keeping that in line with your expectations also.
Yeah, makes sense. So you never really like sold out in
No, it happens sometimes. We're still companies trying to learn from bad habits. But yeah, like when you start, you don't think about like counting your stock, or you think about it, but it's always a bit loose. But now we also have like a warehouse managing system where we keep the stock well registered. But in the beginning, it's all over the place. But still, sometimes we're missing some items, and then we're like, "Oh, we're out of stock." But then we find we find a box somewhere else in the inventory. But but that's also a bit of the scaling problems we're facing sometimes.
Yeah, I mean it's part of the game, right? When you start as a startup and then you grow big, like you have these growth pains, and slowly
we're still learning. We're still students of our own company, so
forever a student, right?
Forever a student.
All right. Thanks for joining. I think we've been talking quite a lot.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was a pleasure. It was fun. For everybody watching, I will drop the link of in the bio or description, as well as the Instagram. Go check it out. It's very aesthetically pleasing, and they do a lot of fun stuff. And if you're looking into like something, if you're like a person that likes modern, minimalistic, eco-friendly, and you never want to clean again, or you're just tired of it, like me, then I mean, it's just highly recommendable to buy.
Yeah, we ship to most countries in Europe.
And it's not. I'm not saying this just for the heck of it, but I actually like the product, so that's why I wanted to do this podcast as well, because I think it's very unique. And a unique line of products that actually helps. So that's really cool. So yeah, thanks for watching. Check it all out because it's just really worth it. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy the city a little bit more.
Yes, let's do it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joel.